I'm notorious for being ridiculously late with my Empties videos. And for once, I am filming this video almost on time. So if you're curious to see what I've used up in the months of January and February in this year that we call 2021, then please keep on watching. Hi guys. Can you believe it? You might actually still be seeing this in March, and these would be the January and February empties. And if you know anything about me, my empties usually come a month to like 4 months later than they're supposed to. I don't know what it is. I love Empties videos. I enjoy filming them. I love watching them. But for some reason, I don't feel like they are the most important video that I should be filming right at this very moment. And they get neglected. And then I freak out because I realize just how late I am. So I made it a point to not do that this time around. And I just filmed another video where I tried a brand new eyeshadow palette. And I don't know, it's 2:20 in the morning, but I have to admit, I was feeling myself with this whole green eyeshadow and green look. And if you are curious, actually, I have the Tiny Marvels palette from Sydney Grace on my eyes. I am most likely going to post this video first, so if I have already posted it, I will of course make sure to link that video. Other than that, you've seen this look, but I just wanted to film something else while I have this makeup look on because I just thought it was really pretty. And I figured Empties video, hello, right? It doesn't really take a lot of prep work. I can do this even though I'm exhausted and it's really late. Yeah, and hopefully I'll actually post it before this month is over. So let me not ramble on too long because when I get tired, I get even ramblier, and as it is, we know. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and for watching it. My name is Natalia and I'm doing a low buy budget year this year. I'm coming off of an entire no buy year. So on my channel, I do a mix of a little bit of new this year with a lot of bit of old. I'm all about mindful spending, thinking purchases through. I'm doing a lot of shop my stash, a little bit of project panning. And if you're into that kind of content, I really think that you will love it here. I hope that you consider subscribing and sticking around and joining our frugal family. Now, let's get into my empties. All right, I have to be honest, I didn't use up all that much in January and February. My year started off kind of wah-wah. I know we're already in March, but I'm still kind of trying to get my bearings. I'm trying to figure out how to motivate myself. I'm trying to figure out how to sort of grab the bull by the horns and get it together. I've been a bit of a mess in 2021, I will be honest. I don't know, I've just mentally had a bit of a rough time. I have a really hard time getting things done that I'm supposed to get done. So self-care has been at an ultimate low lately. In fact, it got so bad that I decided to sort of force myself to do things for my self-care. And over on Instagram, I am doing an entire month of masking. I'm calling it my March Masking Madness. If you know anything about me, I am horrible at social media. I'm horrible at understanding anything about how to post, how to tag, how to upload, how to do. I've never done a reel. I'm learning, but it's been baby steps. But I decided I am going to do this whole month of daily masking. So some sort of a mask every single day to treat myself and to take care of myself and to hopefully give me that nudge to apply it to other parts of my life. So if you're interested in joining me for the rest of the month, please go ahead and go over to my Instagram, check out the posts that I've done so far. Once in a while, I'll just do it in my stories. I don't post on my actual feed every single day, but you will see my initial masking post and a little bit about what I'm doing and why. And if you'd like to join in, it's never too late. I'd love to have you for however much of the month is still left over. You guys will see a bunch of masks, I hope, fingers crossed, in my next empties, because that's going to be, of course, my March and April empties. But in January and February, it was not so good. So I guess the good thing is I don't think we're going to be here for all that long. Let me talk to you about a couple of items that I actually completely forgot to put into my December empties. One of them being my Hourglass palette that I finished off in my 2020 Project Pan. This is the, what do they call this? This is the ambient lighting palette. It has dim light, incandescent light, and radiant light, or rather I should say it had. This is totally empty, and it was kind of timely because Hourglass is kind of on the crap list at the moment because they just refuse to acknowledge that there are people in this world that are not of my skin tone. Imagine that. Right? There are people that are deeper than somebody who is pasty white. If you're part of the beauty community, you know this brand, everyone's been screaming for a wider shade range from Hourglass, and for some reason they've apparently gone deaf. So this is done. I will not be repurchasing it until they get their stuff together. I love these powders, but for now this is where we're at. Okay, I'm trying to think if there was anything else I used up in 2020 that I forgot to mention. I think actually this product did get used up in 2020. This is the Becca. Every time I say Becca now that we know that they are closing in September, it's a little like, But this is the Skin Love Glow Shield Prime and Set Mist. I loved this. And I am not one to really single out a lot of mists. I like mists. I use mists fairly regularly, even on days when I don't wear makeup, just as kind of little refreshers or before I put on other skincare that I know will actually sink in better on slightly damp skin. But this mist, I don't know what it was. I think it was the sprayer. It was just so fine, so gentle. I mean, there's like, let's see, can I get any out? Oh, yeah, see, at this point, it's spraying in one.
I was gonna say in one P. Sorry for that visual.
This is why I stopped using it actually. You will see that there's like a teeny tiny bit of product left, but it's not spraying the way that it was before. The sprayer before we got to the bottom here was amazing. In fact, so amazing that I am considering reusing this bottle because it's also thankfully one of those that you can just unscrew the top and pour something else in here. Some of these sprayers, they're locked in, glued shut. This one I might reuse. And I'm not usually for fragrance, at least I know I shouldn't be, and I do have slightly sensitive skin, but whatever this smells like, and I can't even put my nose on it. It's fresh, slightly sweet. No, it's actually quite sweet, but it also has, is it like a cucumber? I love cucumber. Not necessarily even to eat. I love cucumber in drinks. I love cucumber, like cucumber scent in skincare. I don't even know if it's cucumber, but it has a little bit of like a green, herbally, like a sweet herb. Clearly, scents, describing scents is what I'm best at. Clearly, it is my expertise. Well, in any case, I can't describe what it smells like, but to me it smells delicious. And in addition to that, love the sprayer, love the spray. Don't know if it's still available regardless of Becca going under. If it is still available, would consider repurchasing before they shut down in September. I think the rest is what I actually used up in January and February of this year. Let's start off with something that was really exciting for me. I have 7 of these things that we can sum up in this package because the box actually contained the 7 items. This was, together with a day cream and an eye cream, the very first package, the very first Vox box or whatever they call it that I ever got from Influencer. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me do a story on this. I was elated because in my mind, this was the first PR that I ever received. I was over the moon. This is the Clarins Double Serum. It came with 7 of these individual packets, so basically a week's supply. It's a double serum because it did have 2 separate compartments. You would bend this here in the back because it is a sample. You would pour out the product, mix it in, pat it in. I really enjoyed this serum. Out of the 3 products I received from Influencer, and you'll hear me talk about the other 2 most likely in my next empties because I am almost done with them, this so far has been the standout. Again, I'm a little weary of the strong scent. I don't know what it is with high-end skincare. They really love to pack it in with fragrance. Could have done with a little bit lower on the scent scale, but I liked the scent. It was just a little strong, but that's okay. I can actually get past that with this product. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was brightening. I thought it was hydrating. I loved the texture of it. I loved how it sunk into my skin, but didn't go away completely where I was like, well, what's the point, right? Like with some serums, I feel like once they set into your skin ends up looking exactly like it used used to before you did anything. This sunk in, didn't leave your face sticky, but at the same time, there was like an extra little glow, an extra little something that it left behind. I would consider looking into this in the future. To be honest, I haven't braved looking at the Clarins website to see how much this is because I'm kind of scared. I'm scared because I know most likely I won't be able to afford it right now. And that's fine. I am just so grateful I got a chance to try this for a week, complimentary thanks to Influencer. And for somebody like me who has never gotten anything before for free, unless it was a gift from a friend, this was a milestone. I know might seem so silly to other people, but for me, this was huge. So, a product that was in a Christmas project pan that I never did a follow-up on, and at this point there's no way I'm not doing that. This is the Sake cleansing water. This was a product that you would pump. I liked it initially on my face, but I'll be honest, at some point I realized I have better ways of cleansing my face and taking my makeup off, so I actually ended up using the last bit of it mostly as a cleaner for like my brushes and primarily actually my sponge. So it was just convenient. I would pump this out, put my sponge in. It was okay. It's called the Sake cleansing water. It's a no rinse makeup remover. So you're actually supposed to wipe everything off with this and then not rinse it. To be honest, I never did it that way. I just find that that's a bit weird and not hygienic. So what it says is
a soap-free, no-rinse cleansing water that gently removes makeup dirt and impurities with ease, gently lifts dirt, oil, and makeup from the face and eyes as it hydrates, brightens, and softens skin.
I do have to say, it is quite hydrating, indeed.
To use, gently press down and pump with cotton pad to thoroughly saturate. Swipe across skin to cleanse, no rinsing necessary.
Yeah, that's where I had a bit of an issue. So this is probably why at some point I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to use this the way that it actually suggests. So I'm going to find other uses for it. Another thing, since we're already on the topic of things that were in project pans, this was the Herbivore Prism. This is a natural fruit acid 5% exfoliating glow potion. I had this in my 2020 project pan as my skincare product because I do usually try to include a skincare or body product in all of my project pans. I did not use this up by the end of 2020, but I did now use this up since. I liked it. It wasn't the best exfoliator I ever tried, but I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. What I didn't particularly like is the fact that it started to change its smell a little bit as I kept using it. So I don't know if it means it was starting to go bad and I used it like just in the nick of time, because thankfully it did not irritate my skin in the slightest. So yay. I want to say back in the day when Herbivore, they had a bit of a splash, I want to say, on YouTube and in social media, and I've stopped hearing people talk about it. But what I do remember is people saying that their products goes bad pretty quickly. If I'm wrong, please feel free, guys, to correct me. Is Herbivore the brand I'm thinking of? Because I feel like it is, but I'm not 100% sure. But I liked it. Would I repurchase? No, I feel like there are better exfoliators out there. So we've got a couple of moisturizers. This is the Korres Almond Blossom Moisturizer, and this is the Korres Greek Yogurt Advanced Nourishing Sleeping Facial. So this is just the regular moisturizing cream, and this is the sleeping facial. So of course I use this as a day cream, this as a night cream. I think I've mentioned this before in my channel. While I absolutely adore the Korres body washes, for some reason their skincare just does not mesh well with my skin. Not that anything bad happens, I don't break out, I don't get any irritation, I just don't see any results, and I don't enjoy the scents. I'm usually perfectly fine with more natural scents. The Korres skincare that I have used thus far, I had an oil that I used up that was in my previous empties. These two moisturizers, I think there was a serum that I tried that I actually ended up giving away to a friend almost immediately because the scent was so ridiculously potent and strong. So far, I think those are the 4 products I've used, and I just haven't loved any of them. And I'm heartbroken because I adore the body washes. If you have seen my recent low buy budget update for also January and February, you would have seen just how much I adore the Korres body washes. If you're curious, go watch that video. But the skincare just does not mesh well with me. Speaking of body washes, this was the last body wash that I had from the 2020 days, and I did use it up in January. This is the Citrus Guava scent. This is their larger 13.5 fluid ounce bottle. I adore these body washes. You guys should know that by now if you've been here long enough. And this was actually a scent I really enjoyed. We're not going to dwell on that. We've talked about the Korres body washes many a time. All right, let's see. This is the Dear Klairs Supple Preparation Facial Toner. This is part of their moisturizing skincare program. This was a product that a friend of mine who got really into Korean skincare a few years back gave me because she has very oily skin, and I guess she must have tried it, not enjoyed it all that much, and she knows I am a skincare and makeup junkie, so she passed this along to me. I sat on this. It was just kind of floating around. I'd use it once or twice, and then somehow in this past 2-3 months I really decided to make an effort to use this up, and boy am I glad I did. I love this product, and funnily enough, I haven't dedicated enough time to get more knowledgeable about Korean skincare. I have not heard a lot about Dear Klairs until recently, for both good and bad reasons. Angelica Nyquist recently mentioned a product that she purchased from this brand, and it was funny because I was watching that video and I already knew this was in my empties, and I thought, oh my goodness, look at that. I'm not the only one that is really enjoying this toner. I think she has, if not this toner, the other one that they have, but it might actually be this one. I'm sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head. And then of course, there's been the sunscreen saga, the Korean sunscreen testing, independent testing that had happened. And there's been like a whole uproar of, I think it's the Purito sunscreen, and now it's the Dear Klairs, and there's been a bunch of others that it turns out, even though they claim that they are SPF 50, they're testing it like SPF 19. A couple of experts that I have talked to, or at least skincare aficionados that are much more knowledgeable than I am, actually mentioned to me that this is pretty common in the sunscreen industry, that it has happened before in pretty much every country. So not anything to like really go gaga over the way everybody has been. But it's funny because suddenly this brand is like blowing up in the skincare world, and before that I haven't heard anybody talk about them. I loved with a capital L this toner. If you are dry skinned and you have a chance to try this, I think it's fairly reasonable from what I remember, and in fact I am so tempted to repurchase this. It's just right now I have enough skincare. This is almost like a serum. It's not like that watery toner consistency. It's much more meaty and richer and thicker. So serum is probably the closest thing I could kind of compare it to, because it does have that thicker consistency. You don't really need to put it on a cotton pad. I would sometimes, but honestly you can just pour it into your hand and kind of apply it that way. For me as a dry skin gal, especially right now in January and February, which is when I used it, this was perfect. And I am definitely going to look out for this in the future, and I am so curious to try more things from this brand. So just putting that out there. Okay, we don't have that much left. I can't remember if I've mentioned this already on my channel. I think this was in a project pan, and I mentioned it in my follow-up that I am getting rid of this. This is the BioSilk Color Therapy. I have a ton of product left. Did not work well with my hair. Didn't do anything. Smells off. I don't know if it's gone bad. I don't know what's up with it. This is the Lock and Protect leave-in treatment. Didn't enjoy it. Throwing it out. Another hair product that is not an ultimate fave for me is this Living Proof Perfect Hair Day Conditioner. If you guys watched my previous empties from the last 4 months of 2020, you would have seen the shampoo and the detangler. I want to say they may have come like in the same sample pack, and my hair is just not really enthused with Living Proof, so I would not be repurchasing that. I have a mascara. This is the Maybelline Total Temptation. It's a mascara I enjoy, but it's just got really old. You could see the brush is already kind of wonky. When I did get to use it, I enjoyed it. By now, it's so old. Last time I tried to use it, it just flaked everywhere. So definitely this has to go. I would consider retrying it again in the future, but there's so many mascaras out there in the market. Knowing me, I'm probably going to want to try new stuff. I don't know if this is considered a makeup item. To me, it kind of is. You know, it still goes on my lips. This is the Nivea Kiss of Moisture Lip Balm. I can't show you guys anything because I actually like really dug in there and scraped everything out. This is one of those fairly standard, kind of very slippery, very almost silicone-y lip balms. I'm trying to think what other balms I've tried that are similar to this. I want to say it was a little bit like Baby Lips. Who remembers Baby Lips? But this is better. In my opinion, this is better. I actually didn't mind using this. I'm usually not a fan of these type of lip balms, the ones that are like, they're not Vaseline, like, I don't even know quite how to describe this, but I feel like if you've used Baby Lips or those EOS lip balms, you kind of know like it has that almost plasticky scent to it, very slippery. This is what this was, but a better version of that. So yeah, used up that. An Ole Henriksen hand cream that I did enjoy. Is it the best hand cream ever? No, I think I still prefer First Aid Beauty, like regular moisturizers. They come sometimes in smaller tubes that I use as hand creams, but I did like this. This was definitely a thicker texture than the First Aid Beauty. Let me see, did it have a scent? A little bit. I feel like it has a little bit of a coconut scent. Very mild, very pleasant. I like this. It came a while back in an advent calendar and it had a bunch of different products, this being one of them. For some reason, I never think to consciously buy hand cream. It's something that, you know, I get either as gifts or I use my body creams as hand creams. I do have very dry hands. They are eczema prone. I do need to probably use hand cream more regularly, but for some reason I just don't think of it. I don't know why. It's probably that whole lack of self-care at times situation. So a hair product that I had a sample of and I used up. This is the Better Not Younger Hair Redemption Restorative Butter Mask. I really enjoyed this. I know nothing about this Better Not Younger brand, and I'm probably going to save this packet and do a little bit of research, see what this brand is about, see if they have other products that would be worth my time and money. All right, and then the last two products are just a little bit of self-care that I did get to do. I did use up two of these Ole Henriksen Power Peel 3-step program things where we have an almond polish facial scrub, then we follow that up with a lemon strip flash peel, and then finally a chamomile comfort mask. I did do that. This is a product I really do enjoy. This is still the old packaging. These are very old products. I'm trying to go through them. I'm not doing it fast enough, and eventually they will probably spoil, so it's kind of a bit of a race for time. I think they have newer versions of this. I would gladly repurchase this once I actually go through all the old ones that I have. I have occasionally seen even the newly packaged ones at TJ Maxx, so that sort of sways me in the direction of I don't think I would repurchase these at full price, because most likely eventually I can find them at a steep discount. But nonetheless, really like this product. And last but not least, I have a Creme Shop Nice Mask. Came in a nice and naughty set, clearly for holidays. I still have one or two of these lingering from a couple of years back, and I'm just trying my best to go through them. La Creme Shop are not my favorite masks. They are a-okay. They're not overly hydrating, but thankfully they're not irritating either. They're just like cute little pick-me-up. But definitely I have masks that I prefer, but I'm trying to use those up. And that is that. So I have no idea how long this video took me to film. I know I'm still very long-winded and rambly, but hopefully this was a bit of a shorter one. I would love to hear what are some products that you've used up recently, what have been your favorites, what have been some products that you really didn't enjoy that you would steer clear of. Please do share down below and help the rest of us maybe stay away from them as well. And other than that, just one more reminder, if you haven't already, to please subscribe. And I hope that you guys are doing really, really well. I hope that you're continuing to stay safe and healthy, that you're taking care of yourself and those around you. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye guys.